Welcome to Terminal 5 here at London Heathrow Airport, the home of British Airways. Now, in years gone by, British Airways were known as the world's favourite airline, but cost-cutting measures have meant that current published perception is a little bit lacking. So what are they really like? Join me on board this flight to Madrid on the British Airways Boeing 777. Welcome to Edgington Airborne. Let's get going. Now, regular viewers of my channel will know that the whole point of this channel is to share with you economy class experiences around Europe. However, when I checked in here at Heathrow today, I had a very nice surprise. I've actually been upgraded by British Airways to business class. Now, of course, I'm not going to turn that down. So right now I'm in the business class lounge here at Gallery South. Let's take a look around. And of course, the flight will be something a little bit special. So the British Airways experience in Terminal 5, big thumbs up from me. Now it's time for the flight. Let's get to it.
Safety, we recommend you keep your seatbelt fastened and visible at all times. How was that?
Yeah, it was amazing. I really felt the relationship between you and the seatbelt.
on the way to Madrid now, and I thought it'd be a good opportunity to show you around the Club World business class seat on board British Airways Boeing 777. Let's take a look. Now when seated, one of the main things you'll notice is the footstool, but before we get into how that works, let's show you what's contained in the literature pocket. First of all, you've got the information on how to use your Club World seat. You've also got the British Airways High Life in-flight magazine, and of course your standard in-flight shopping guide for any purchases that you wish to make. To use the seat itself, simply lower the lever and the seat will fall to a flat position. This can then be raised to form part of the bed. Alternatively, you can lift it ever so slightly as a bit of a leg support when you're seated upright. To pop it back, simply raise the lever in place. Now let's take a look at some of the other seat features. Now to look at the rest of the Club World seat, first of all look at the in-flight entertainment screen, which you can see here has to be stowed on the left-hand side for takeoff and landing. On today's flights there wasn't any entertainment shown, but on long-haul routes there's a wide selection of choice for you to enjoy. To pop it back, simply push it back into its stowage until it locks. Underneath the entertainment screen you'll find your tray table. When you first extend it, it's in half, and that can be used perhaps for a drink, maybe even a small snack, but to use it for mealtime simply fold the table over, and that creates a very generous surface. It can also be adjusted to bring it very close to you, which is necessary because of how far back the seat actually is from where the tray table lives. To pop it back, of course, simply reverse the process and hide it away in its stowage until it's locked in place. You'll see on the left hand side here there's this privacy divider. That's very useful because if you don't know the passenger you're seated next to, you look them straight in the eye throughout the flight. You can also adjust your seat with these wide range controls just under the privacy divider, which includes headrest and lumbar support and some preset choices for seating positions. You can of course adjust it manually if you wish. Towards the bottom of the seat you've got your all-important safety card, as well as power via 3-pin plug and USB port as well. There is a small storage locker just underneath this plug area, but that is all you really have on board the Boeing 777 in Club World. There's not a great amount of space to keep your personal items. And now to look at the seat itself, which in my opinion was very, very comfortable. You'll notice just to the side of the seat there are a couple of controls. You've got your entertainment controller, which you can use if you wish, and also you've got a headphone jack and another USB power port to give you that extra device charging if you need it. As I say, this seat was perfectly comfortable for a short flight, and I'm sure you'd enjoy it as well on a longer route that this aircraft ordinarily undertakes. As you can see here, lunch today was a herb grilled chicken supreme with truffled linguine, and to finish, coffee cream caramel with cheese and oatcakes. Absolutely delicious. I didn't leave a thing. We've started our ascent towards Madrid now, about 20 minutes of the flight remaining. Don't forget to stick around at the end of the video for my final thoughts on this British Airways experience. And here we are in Madrid after that flight with British Airways. At this point of the video, if you're not familiar with the channel, I'll go through the good and bad. And I'm going to start off with the bad points today because there weren't too many. Number one would be the fact that there's no adjustable air vent above your seat on this particular cabin today. That would mean on a longer flight, if it was a little bit too warm, you wouldn't be able to get that extra refreshing breeze on board. But the cabin today itself wasn't that warm at all. It was very comfortable actually. Secondly, what I would say is that economy class passengers, there was an announcement made before we started the service today, and that was the fact that you can't pay in cash on board. So bear that in mind. Do make sure you have your bank card with you, or alternatively you can pay in Avios. But from what I understand, that may not be the most cost-effective way to pay for a drink on board. And that's it for the negatives. I had a fantastic experience today. Starting off in Heathrow, of course, having a free upgrade was a really, really nice surprise. Then the time I spent in the galleries lounge at Heathrow was absolutely fantastic. It was plenty of seating, nice ambience to the area, and also a decent selection of food and drinks as well. And then we get on board the aircraft. Now, to fly on a long-haul product in business class on a route of 2 hours across Europe is fantastic. And if you can, do try and find this particular flight from Heathrow to Madrid on the 777, especially if you're flying in business class, because having that flatbed seat and all the space that it came with was wonderful. I would also say that the food and drink on board was absolutely brilliant, again for a short flight like this today. But most of all, the difference between a bad and a good flight are the crew. And the crew today were some of the best I've had in quite a while. The British Airways crew on board this flight were warm, they were engaging, they were very efficient, professional, and they took time to speak to the passengers. There literally wasn't one member of crew that I heard or interacted with that I wasn't over the moon to have on board my flight. And that's something that British Airways really should be proud of, because of course, as I started this video today, they have made some cost-cutting measures, but it's the staff that can make the difference for the passengers. And I would say certainly on today's flight, they did that. So would I recommend British Airways on this route? Absolutely, particularly if you can fly on the Boeing 777. For me, it's the best way to travel between London and Madrid. As always, thank you very much for watching. It's been a pleasure having you with me. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please do subscribe to the channel for future content. Also do hit that like button and leave me some feedback in the comments below. And most of all, take care.